Welcome back, cherished viewers, to Whatever You Need, your premier destination for diving deep into the sprawling, often turbulent ocean of celebrity culture. We are thrilled to have you join our community today as we unpack a story that has sent shockwaves across international borders, turning a romantic rupture into a public battlefield. Before we plunge into the intricate details of this unfolding saga, we must remind you to solidify your place in our family. Please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and ignite that notification bell so you never miss a breaking update. For those of you who desire an even deeper connection and wish to support the meticulous work we do here at Whatever You Need, we strongly encourage you to consider hitting that join button. Becoming a member grants you exclusive perks and ensures we can keep bringing you these in-depth analyses. Now settle in as we navigate the stormy waters surrounding one of Turkey's biggest stars. The glittering, often deceptive facade of the international celebrity sphere has once again been fractured, not merely by the dissolution of a high-profile romance, but by the visceral, protective fury of a mother scorned on her daughter's behalf. The protracted and complex separation narrative involving the charismatic Turkish actor Yaman and Sara Bluma, a story that has already held tabloid audiences captive for weeks across both Italy and Turkey, descended into an outright scandal amidst the shadows of last night. The catalyst for this dramatic escalation was a series of profoundly shocking and scathing declarations attributed to Isabel Bluma, Sara's mother. This transnational love affair, which once seemed to bridge cultures and captivate millions, has now entered a lugubrious new chapter defined not by affection, but by maternal rage and severe allegations of exploitation. According to information that has percolated through the usually airtight seals of intimate family circles, Isabel Bluma has dispensed with diplomatic language entirely, employing an extremely harsh rhetoric when discussing her daughter's former partner. Painting a portrait of a young woman deeply wounded, Isabel revealed that Sara has retreated into a shell of isolation since the finalized breakup, refusing communication with the outside world for days on end. It is from this wellspring of maternal anguish that Isabel lashed out at the celebrated actor, leveling accusations that strike at the very heart of his character. She contends that Yaman ruthlessly capitalized on her daughter's inherent innocence, maintaining proximity to her not out of genuine romantic inclination, but rather as a calculated maneuver to fabricate a fresh, desirable image for his own blossoming career trajectory. In Isabel's eyes, her daughter's identity, her authentic emotional investments, and her dedicated efforts were callously transmuted into a mere project for his professional advancement. Her condemnation reached its zenith with a biting rhetorical question regarding masculinity, followed by a searing sarcastic observation, "Is that something a man should do?" But apparently, it suits him. While these incendiary remarks initially reverberated only within the private sanctum of the immediate family, their volatile nature ensured they would not remain contained for long, eventually leaking onto social media platforms and adding explosive fuel to an already raging controversy. In the face of this onslaught, Yaman's professional entourage has maintained a disciplined, stony silence officially. However, the vacuum of official commentary has been rapidly filled by swirling rumors and backstage whispers. Sources claiming proximity to the situation assert that the famous actor is profoundly taken aback by the severity of these allegations, reportedly expressing his dismay to his inner circle with the beleaguered sentiment that he is enduring just one bad thing after another. Peeling back the layers of this developing drama, rumors circulating behind the velvet curtains of the industry suggest that Yaman interprets this sudden, ferocious outburst from Sara's family through a lens of skepticism. He reportedly believes that the attack is politically motivated, an orchestrated attempt by those who understand the true, perhaps less sensational, reasons for the romantic dissolution to deliberately obfuscate reality and conceal their actual intentions. A source deeply embedded within a prominent production company offered insight into Yaman's current psychological state, stating that the actor is presently shouldering the dual burden of immense career pressure and the inherent pain of a shattered heart. This source emphasized that the vitriolic words emanating from the families are serving only to exacerbate his suffering, hinting ominously that there are numerous hidden facets to this situation that the public has yet to comprehend. Indeed, the contextual tapestry of this breakup is far more intricate than a simple falling out. The romantic entanglement between Sara and had notoriously been navigating turbulent waters throughout recent months. Prevailing narratives suggest that Sara often found herself isolated, a casualty of Yaman's exceptionally demanding professional itinerary, leading to a severe deterioration in their essential communication channels. Furthermore, some industry insiders speculate that the erosion of the relationship was not solely a consequence of temporal constraints, insinuating the corrosive involvement of third parties. It is even postulated that Isabel Bluma's explosive intervention was triggered specifically after this particular breaking point was reached. A family friend, providing context to the mother's fury, explained that Isabel had long intuitively sensed her daughter's growing unhappiness and eventually reached a point where containment was impossible. Perhaps the timing was imperfect, the friend conceded, but the instinct to defend a child's heart is a force that cannot be easily silenced. The most widely circulated and potent sentence among Isabel Bluma's arsenal of accusations was her vow. "No one will see my daughter's tears as a benefit." Speaking from the raw vulnerability of motherhood, she articulated that her daughter was damaged and distressed, and she would steadfastly refuse to allow this painful healing process to be commodified into public relations fodder for anyone to exploit. Her declaration that no individual would be permitted to utilize her daughter's sorrow as a springboard for their own career advancement resonated with seismic force across media outlets in both Italy and Turkey. The digital realm of social media immediately fractured into opposing camps. Many empathized deeply with Isabel's maternal protective instincts, while a significant counter-narrative argued that the families were intruding far too aggressively into what should remain a private relationship between two adults. We must pause here for a moment. Whatever you need, family. This story raises incredible questions about boundaries. Do you believe a parent is justified in making such public attacks to protect their adult child, or does this cross a line into unacceptable interference? We want to hear your thoughts down in the comments section below. And if you are appreciating this level of detailed reporting that goes beyond the headlines, please show your support by smashing that like button right now. It truly helps the YouTube algorithm understand that you value this kind of in-depth content. Currently, the collective gaze of the celebrity-watching world is fixed intently upon Sara. Is her profound silence a harbinger of a major impending storm? In this cacophony of accusations and rumors, Sara Bluma has remained the quietest figure. The young woman, who has consciously avoided camera lenses for weeks, has offered only a single, brief, enigmatic phrase via social media: "Time heals all wounds." Yet, this philosophical platitude felt woefully insufficient to bear the immense weight of the unfolding drama. Close confidants of Sara report that she is in a state of significant emotional distress. She is acutely aware of her mother's scorching statements, but currently possesses neither the will nor the desire to add her own voice to the fray. The international world of celebrity gossip is currently suspended on tenterhooks. While further clarifying statements are anxiously anticipated from both entrenched camps, this harsh maternal outburst is widely interpreted by analysts as the definitive, albeit unofficial, announcement that the relationship has reached an irrevocable terminus. However, given the history of this couple, who have navigated cycles of reconciliation and separation in the past, few dare to speak with absolute finality regarding their future. Yet, one thing appears certain. This specific narrative is far from its conclusion. It seems that we are witnessing not merely the sad end of a love story, but the commencement of a silent, bitter war of attrition between two powerful families. The deepening feud between the clans is becoming impossible to ignore. Before the dust raised by Isabel Bluma's words had even begun to settle, fresh perspectives began emerging from within her family circle, reinforcing her stance. A very close friend of Isabel, speaking under the condition of anonymity to the press, provided a detailed account of the emotional landscape occupied by both Sara and her mother. This source revealed that Isabel had initially possessed no desire to speak publicly at all. However, after witnessing the continuous tears in her daughter's eyes over several months, she arrived at the agonizing conviction that every moment of continued silence constituted a greater injustice than speaking out. The source articulated Isabel's internal reasoning. She felt that remaining silent would merely mean sharing her daughter's pain passively, transforming her into a burden rather than a pillar of support. These insights illuminated exactly why Isabel Bluma's violent outburst reached such a crescendo. Conversely, new intelligence leaking from sources aligned with Yaman has further complicated the tableau. Despite maintaining his stoic public silence for days, reports indicate that the famous actor is expressing deep hurt in private conversations with his inner circle. An employee belonging to a management company involved with Yaman stated that his current private stance is one of bewildered defense. He is reportedly reiterating that he always respected Sara's family ties above all else and feels he is being treated with gross unfairness. He is described as being shocked by the nature of these accusations, and allegedly did not even wish to communicate with his own family about the matter to avoid aggravating an already volatile situation. These words demonstrate that the Yaman family constellation was equally taken by surprise by the ferocity of the statements. The narrative surrounding Sara Bluma's silent tears, however, is contradicted by accounts from her own close friends, painting a completely divergent picture. Allegedly, Sara attempted to dissuade her mother from making these statements, but ultimately failed to prevent the outburst. A statement from one friend was particularly shocking, revealing the depth of Sara's predicament. While she loves her mother deeply, these public declarations have backed her further into an emotional corner. She reportedly has no desire to vocalize negativity regarding Can. Regardless of what transpired between them, she still retains a desire to protect certain aspects of his character and their shared history. It is said that the young woman has immured herself in her home for days, keeping her phone deactivated and communicating only with a tiny coterie of trusted confidants. Gossip columnists are united in the belief that the shipwreck of this high-profile love will generate significantly more noise before the waters calm. Given the incendiary nature of the statements from both family sides thus far, it would not be surprising if entirely new accusations surfaced in the coming days. A well-known analyst of celebrity culture observed that a romance may end, but its footprints do not vanish immediately, especially when the press in two distinct countries has obsessively chronicled every detail of the relationship. Isabel Bluma's statement could very well open the floodgates for other family members to voice their grievances. This is no longer just a breakup, it is increasingly resembling a clash of cultures and family honors. The question now dominating the discourse is, what does Can Yaman's family think? When will they break their silence, and what strategic stance will they adopt? No official communiqué has been released, but a source close to the family discreetly revealed that Can's mother is also deeply worried about the situation. She is pained to see her son in such distress, yet she is choosing not to speak out at this juncture to avoid pouring gasoline on the fire, a statement that itself confirms the existence of a tense, unspoken standoff between the two families. As we wrap up this intense segment, the celebrity news world is holding its collective breath, eyes fixed on two fronts. When will Sara break her silence, and when will Can Yaman respond to these attacks? Will this inter-family tension dissipate, or escalate into a new, profound crisis? A love story has ended, but the echoes are far from fading. Thank you for joining us on Whatever You Need. Which side of this story resonates more with you? Are you Team Isabel protecting her daughter, or do you feel Can is being unfairly targeted? Let us know in the comments below. And please, if you haven't already, remember to subscribe, like this video, and if you truly want to support the channel, click that join button to become an official member. Until next time, keep your eyes open, because the truth is always stranger than fiction.